for sure.
So what happened with Frank is that Frank then went on Submission Radio and just started motherfucking Dana. Motherfucking UFC. Just worse than he ever had. Worse than he ever had. I got a call. I was actually on my first vacation ever. I was in England at my parents' house, and the phone went, Greg Basari from UFC saying, and they don't want Frank Shamrock. Oh, I should go back. Okay, this is not Dana White's fucking fault. Frank Shamrock said yes, and the but was he wanted 10 tickets to the show. I was like, well, you already get 4. I was like, I'll ask for an extra 6 for you. I want 25 tickets to the UFC Hall of Fame. I was like, you can take as many as you want. It's a big arena ticket. If you can, please don't have empty seats in the front row, because then we'll have to, have like scramble day off to fill them. It looks shit on camera. You don't want empty, you don't want when you're giving your speech empty seats in front of you. If you can fill 80, you can have 80. You tell me, you give me that number. And he says, and I don't have the rights to my fights. That's like, dude, no one does.
Stop it.
I do these speeches and I want to be able to show my highlights. I was like, brother, I was like, you can just play YouTube. If you're going to do a speech in a high school or a college or, some sort of forum, you can just fire up YouTube and play a Frank Shamrock fight, and no one's the wiser. Because I want the rights to him. I was like, that ain't happening. I was like, what if I ask, and it's Dana I'm going to have to ask. It's like, what if I ask Dana to give you, that UFC will cut you a sizzle reel, professionally cut sizzle reel of your best fights, not just from UFC, but the stuff you did in WEC, the stuff you did in Pancrase. We got access to all that, and we basically do a 3-minute sizzle reel. Who the fuck Frank Shamrock the fighter was and how good you were. Because okay, I went to Dana, and Dana's looking at me like, "Didn't I fucking tell you so? Like, didn't I tell you so?" And he did tell me so. He did tell me so. And here I am. I'm like, I think like, I've never felt as much like a child in a professional sense. I felt like a kid asking a dad, like, for Christmas, ask for that bike, and you've already got me that bike. Well, now I want a computer. I really, really want a computer, Dad. I felt like that. It was just so embarrassing because he told me so. So we agreed that. Went back. I sent in the contract. Frank, okay, you got that. Guess what? He goes, okay. So Frank told me he talked to his wife, his best friends. He talked to his priest about whether he should say yes or no. Okay. He goes, I'm going to say yes. I was like, well, I'm going to, if you were, I know you got other people in your life you can write. You got Mauro Ranallo. It's like, I would love to work on a speech. Don't have to. But the best speeches in UFC Hall of Fame history of mine. You can tell the difference. Go watch the Don Fry. That's 3 months of my life right there. So please watch it. But he sent over the contract, for his tickets. That what. And it's like, what do I have to do? Do I have to like stop talking shit about the UFC? I was like, you can just. We're trying to build a relationship here. Not trying to buy any kind of silence. We're trying to build a relationship. I was like, I would like you to get a thunderous round of applause when you're introduced at UFC 200 or whenever.
Here, how about this? Just be classy.
Yeah.
We don't have to agree. Let's just have a little class. We'll have class with you. You should have some class with us. And whatever happens after, right? Can we agree on that?
But he couldn't do it. He went out of his way to do it. And I had a talk with Dave Meltzer about it falling apart. And Dave asked me, like, what the fuck happened? I was like, I don't know. I was like, the only thing I can think is, so he never announced it. The press release was ready. I still have on my computer, because I know I have the announcement video. The announcement video for Frank Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz going to the Hall of Fame. And God bless. Oh, I wish I could remember the guy's name. Adam. I'm sorry, Adam, if you're watching. Blanking on your surname. It's been like 9 years, 10 years. But I asked for one shot because I know this much about production, enough to embarrass myself. Not enough to do well. I know too much to not embarrass myself. I know just the right amount to say something stupid. But I wanted a wide angle shot of Tito versus Frank because I wanted people like you guys, the Joey and Mikes of the world who know, to go, who the fuck's that? are we going to push in? Use the push-in shot. Is that Tito Ortiz? Is that fucking Frank? I wanted that fucking Frank Shamrock. It's here. Yeah. And I was like, Frank Shamrock versus Tito Ortiz. And we just say, what a great fight. It was a decade ahead of its time. This is what mixed martial arts was going to be. It was the fight that was showed us. And I wrote the script, and it'd been voiced over perfectly. I remember one line was like, this is the fight that showed what the 21st century was going to look like in mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
This was the sport.
Yeah.
It was no longer boxing bolted onto a bit of judo. It was no longer grappling with a couple of punches. This was the mixed martial arts of the 21st century. Anyway, got fucked. Frank didn't pick up, called him. I had to call Tito Ortiz and say, Tito, I'm so sorry. We still want you to come to the fight. We'd love to you to come do the autograph session, but you're already in the Hall of Fame. He goes, shit. He goes, yeah, Frank's hard work sometimes. Tito goes, and I think Tito still came, but I was like, maybe you can go in for one of the fights you won. I was like, thank you for being gracious, Tito, for going in, a fight you lost.
Yeah, Mark Coleman falls in that category too.